And we are live. Hello, Go and Internet, and I'd like to start off by saying thoughts and prayers do absolutely nothing. I can tell you that as a certified minister, graduate of several degrees. I can go ahead and tell you right now, thoughts and prayers do nothing. In fact, for the most part, most human beings, at least in Western countries as far as I can see, get prayer wrong. They don't do it correctly. They never have in their entire lives. And if they ever do it correctly, they do it accidentally. So, I'm going to be talking about the old gods of Celtic European myth, and then I'm also going to be talking about the modern day gods that seem to be all over the place, that spread originally from the Middle East and how we now know it as Christianity. I'm going to touch very briefly on Christianity. First off by saying that when somebody goes to pray, they're not praying in any way that actually does anything. And this is not just me saying it. Our entire culture has been screaming it, whether aware or unaware, for decades now. You can see it in the stereotype of the Christian who's really just a horrible person, who doesn't really do anything, but they feel good about themselves because every Christmas or Easter, they get to the front of that pew and they fall down on their knees and just start a-praying, and that makes them a good person. Or they say on social media, I am a Christian and therefore you have to listen to me because I am clearly your moral superior. That does nothing. When people pray, when you get on your knees and ask for someone more powerful than you to solve your problems, or you get on your knees in front of somebody who's more powerful than you and beg them for mercy, which a lot of times is what prayer in the traditional sense, or at least in the traditional sense in the sense of the past 100 years of this country, has become. All you're doing is feeding a god of obedience. All you're doing is feeding a god of submission. You're just feeding a god who wishes you to be weak, to get down on your knees in front of him and beg for mercy. That's all he wants. If you truly wish to worship the Christian God in a way that is meaningful, then do it the way of the old gods. I know that there's been a massive resurgence of interest in traditional European, Celto-Germano-pagan myths. There's been a particular interest in the Norse mythology, to which I kind of blame Marvel and Disney's misinterpretation of it. But, take what I can get. When you pray to the old gods, you pray to the old gods by offering something in prayer, and not your submission, and not your prayer. For instance, it is Tuesday, the day of making this video. Tuesday, Tears Day, Tyr, the god of justice, law, rule, order, promises kept and broken. You pray to Tyr by making a promise to Tyr, and then keeping that promise, or doing something that upholds order, upholds law. That's how you pray to Tyr. When you pray to Wotan, there are multiple ways you can pray. You can learn something new and offer this new knowledge to Wotan. You can pull off a successful scheme and offer this success to Wotan. And in doing so, in praying to the gods in this manner, every time you successfully give something, an offering in prayer, you yourself become closer to your God because you are acting things out in the real world that impact the real world and make the real world a little closer to what your God might consider to be the ideal. And you yourself are taking upon aspects of this God. If you take upon aspects of the God Tyr, you become a little bit more just, you become a little bit more ordered. If you make a promise to yourself and then keep that promise, then you are building good habits. Specifically, you are being honest with yourself. You are keeping a schedule, keeping things that make you more responsible. That's how you pray to Tyr. So tell me, How should you pray to the Christian God? Defending the weak, giving charity, helping people that are in need. These are things that you could offer up to the Christian God in prayer. As I said earlier, when you get on your knees and beg something more powerful for forgiveness or for easy answers, all you're doing is making yourself into a sheep, a part of a flock that needs to be watched over by an all-powerful shepherd, and that fears the bite of the dog as well as the wolf. So many people get prayer wrong. Prayer is not speaking to your God, at least not in the sense that I am speaking to you right now. You see, I'm speaking to you using words and ideas, because that is how I'm conveying ideas to you. You do not speak to gods in such a way. You speak to gods through actions, through changing reality around you, through your force of will, and through the actions of your body that make the world a little closer to the ideal that you are attempting to uphold. That is how you pray. So, I, in the spirit of what we've been talking about, will pray right now. I offer this to Tyr. I will make a video for every day of this week, which means that by the end of this Sunday, I should have 7 new videos. I'm at 3, counting this one, so I'm already a little ahead of the game. But by the end of this week, not only will I have prayed, but I will have seen a result of my prayer, in that I will have added new videos to my library. Now, that seems like a very small thing, and it is. It is a very small thing. This is a minuscule channel, and it's pretty irrelevant, me just uploading video logs. But it's something I enjoy doing. It's a small improvement, and Tyr willing, I'll improve the quality of my videos simply by making more of them. And that is a God giving me strength in response to my offerings and prayers. So, typing in sending thoughts and prayers does absolutely nothing. It, if anything, just feeds the god of social virtue signaling. And if you truly want to embody that, best of luck to you. Because that's not going to take you very far in life. So, hopefully this video has at least brought some sort of realization or some level of pleasantry to someone's life, and I hope you all have a very good night. Remember, find what you find important, and pray to it in the proper manner. And remember, listen to no one.